KTM Group North America. So it consists with KTM, which is over there, MV Agusta, which is this one, Husqvarna, and GasGas right there. So we're just gonna go speed through on the bikes that is featured here at the AIMExpo 2023. In fact, there's one debut for GasGas and one for MV Agusta, and I'm just gonna highlight couple of bikes that I forgot to mention. So yeah, let's get it on. So let's start with the red brand GasGas, on which they're very well known for their trial bike, which is that one over there. But this is one of their two street legal models. So this is the GasGas SM700. So basically, this bike is basically a rebadged version of the Husqvarna 701 Supermoto and the iconic KTM SMCR Supermoto. So yeah, so basically it's a KTM SMCR that is red. If you like red, you get the GasGas. If you like the orange, you go to KTM. And if you want a little IKEA style, get the 701. So in the 700 series, this is the Supermoto version. This is the SM700. And then they have the Enduro model called the ES700. So SM means the Supermoto, and the Enduro version is called the ES, like it's Spain, like where GasGas is from, España. So yeah, I think it's mostly cosmetic compared to the other two established Supermoto, big bore Supermoto motorcycle. And as you can see right here, pretty standard fare dual sport instrument cluster, and it has multiple mode traction control right here, and throttle mapping is right here too. It's pretty cool. You don't get that on other Supermoto unless it's within the Husky and KTM brands. And it says here, gasp. So there you go. On to the next bike. So let's just breeze past through the Husky lot. So right now their display is the 901 Norden over there, and the two 401s, which is the Svartpillen and Vitpillen. Basically the first one is the Vitpillen, on which is a nicer Duke 390. And I haven't ridden any of the Husqvarnas yet, so hopefully I get to ride all of these two. Basically the difference between the Svart and the Vit, the Svart is more urban ready. As you can see, it has more rugged tires, more upright riding position, and the tank rack. I don't know if that's more aesthetics or it's purpose built, but there you go. They both have bunny ears here and there. And then of course the Vitpillen is more, it has that clip-on style lower handlebars. Also both Svart, the 400 pillion models, have the adjustable front WP suspension. I don't think the Duke and the RC390 has that. And also, look at that IKEA look. And of course the Vit has the street biased tires right there, but they're both spoke wheels actually. I can't wait to ride these one day and see how do I feel about these two bikes in comparison to especially the Duke 390s and the rivals like the Ninja 400. Next is the bike that Big Rock Moto used to own. It's the Northern 901. And this one is basically a rebodied version of the KTM Adventure 890, I think 890 or 790. And this is like the nicer one, the nicer version of it. You know what? I want to take a sit on it. Let's see. Oh, that's not the proper way. And it's all backed up and everything. Never mind. Never mind. it's wobbly. I'd rather not sit on it then. So this is the Norden. If you watch his video, he recalls the ownership experience about this bike. And of course, as I'm not gonna say it, I'm not gonna spoil it. Just go to his channel. I'll just put the link on top. And this bike is like around 15 grand. I really like the styling of this. I mean, it doesn't have that quirkiness. It has that style that not many adventure touring bikes have, in particular. And then, of course, if you have the Svart and the Norden, it complements each other. In fact, some reviewers said that the Norden is a bridge between the regular Adventure 890 or 790 and the 890 Adventure R, because this one has 21-inch fronts, yet it doesn't look like a dirt bike like the Adventure R. So, yep, let's move on to the next brand. On Team Orange, there's only one street legal bike on display here, and that's one of my favorite hyper naked bikes, the 1290 Super Duke. And this is the R Evo, like basically a Super Duke that is turned into 11, like crazy. And it's been a while since I taste tested the Super Duke. The last time I taste tested this bike was the Beast, was back in 2017. And of course, a lot of things have changed since then, especially with this new switchgear right here, which is a lot more intuitive compared to the 2017 that I've ridden before. Matches its extreme orangeness. I think this bike is like, I don't know how many horsepower is this, maybe it's still 180 or something, and it's $21,000, as you can see right there. And then another thing that I want to highlight, on which I don't know why KTM hasn't built a street version of this. This is the RC8, the new generation RC8, RC8R it calls. I don't know why they keep holding themselves back of selling a street version of this. And the RC8R, correction, this is a RC8C. So basically, this is a track bike only, a dedicated track bike. And as you can see, the price, yeah, I can get a Binti E46 M3 on this. But as you guys might know, I'm not too giggly about sport bikes, but I respect sport bikes. I just want to, I respect the genre in particular. And it's all seriousness right here. Look at that. Why oh why can't KTM come back to the sport bike scene? Time will tell. Maybe because of MV Agusta. Oh well. On to the next bike. And last but certainly not the least, a brand that I have almost little to no knowledge of on top of my head, and that's MV Agusta. Basically, MV Agusta is like is an Italian brand. If you think Ducati is already exquisite, nope. Ducati is like rookie numbers compared to MV Agusta. If you want exclusivity, this is the brand, basically. So I'll just speed through all these bikes at the moment. And one of the Piaggio group told me that there's 2 engines, 3 different, soon to be 3 platforms. And yeah, so let's get it on. First will be the adventure sport bike, the Turismo Veloce. And this is the Lusso model. And this, you can get this with a 800cc triple. So it has 3 colors and it has a decent 110 horsepower. But unlike the Tracer GT, which just looks like a very clinical off-the-shelf model, this one you might grab some stairs because it's so rare. I don't even see this on the road. And this one has a dry clutch. A little too exotic for me, but here it is. See, it has electronically adjustable suspension, TFT gauge. Very, very, very exclusive. Exotic bike. I call this is one of the most exotic adventure sport bikes I've ever seen. And then let's move on to the F3. This is the F3 Rosso. Just to showcase the bike, I've never been this close to some of these models, especially the one that is coming up next. So this is the F3 Rosso. So I think this has the 3-cylinder, 800cc 3-cylinder. And this is much more exotic than the Panigale, but a little bit more tolerable when it comes to the size and weight. Of course, it's not going to be as powerful as the regular Panigale, but you're typically more exclusive than the run-of-the-mill Ducatis. But yeah, for sport bike fans, there you go. And next, the bike that they're known for, the Brutale 1000 RR. Look at this thing. I love naked bikes. This naked bike is like crazy. Look at that. If I'm just gonna get a ridiculous naked bike, and take note, if their triple, the 800 triple is 110 horsepower, the 1000 is an inline 4, but 200 horsepower. Yes, 200 horsepower. Crazy. And this bike is like $38,000. Yep. Exotic is the name. Look at that. I wonder how this bike compares to the Street Fighter Ducati. Look at the attention to detail on this thing. I think it's handmade too. That's what you buy this for. It's handmade exclusivity, I think. Wow. Some wheels on the side too. From the super extreme to a notch down. Not in a bad way. In fact, I can afford this if I can afford it. This is the Dragster. RR.
up with so many things that don't work.
You just go around this. The attention to detail is just nuts. That's what I like about the Agusta series.
Yeah.
MP guys, but to be honest, like part of it is
Very good. Nice cruise control, that's pretty nice. Fully adjustable suspension. Integrated steering damper. You don't see it, but it's there.
I've seen some bikes come in and there's never
One day
nothing
I
wrong.
will
And I'm like, why this
at
one?
least taste
How come
test
there's nothing wrong with it?
an MB Agusta, one of these bikes. In fact, I did in the Philippines, but well, it wasn't it was a rushed ride and everything.
I think it's just because it's understandable.
And here, last but not the least, the North American debut of the Super Veloce 1000. Beautiful bike. It's hard to describe it in this video. You guys have to look at it in person. It's beautiful.
Super excited.
Look at that exposed carbon fiber material right there. Even down here too. And this is soon to be an ultra limited model. Handmade, very limited series. They can't even tell me how many units that they will build. That's how exclusive this bike really is. Look at that. Just the color.
We have an 07 that just came in, got it all.
It's right there.
Shake it down and I was like,
If I'm going to go up,
I gotta pull the clutch every time.
Super Veloce Series Auto.
Have it make noises.
Right there. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there you go. And it has 0.
you guys. Are you done with the show? You're done?
I'll be back tomorrow.
Around. He's got meetings tomorrow. He has some tomorrow.
If you're a collector, if you're like Jay Leno, collect cars like nobody's business, this bike is for you. Heck, I will be too scared. Not because of ferocity of the bike, but because of its collectible nature of this bike, this motorcycle. I will be too scared to ride this thing because it's too precious. Yep.
I know it's like 200.
Motorcycle light right there. And it was so freshly released, it doesn't have a price either. It doesn't even say how many are they planning to build this thing. In my opinion, besides the Brutale 1000 over there and this, these are the best looking bikes right now in this show, in my opinion. And there you go, the KTM Group Showcase right here. And of course, this is very beautiful. It's better backdrop than, I think this might be the best backdrop of all of the show, in my opinion. And see you guys later. Peace out.